All right, guys, this is DJ Wolf. I hope you guys can hear me, man, because this thing is like popping in and out. And I've had this problem before for the last 2 weeks. I don't know what the hell's going on with YouTube anymore, man. It's been crazy. It's like what the fuck is this? Let me see. Let me hold on, guys. Okay. All right. I think I might have took care of that problem, maybe for right now. But it's like anyway. I'm glad you guys are on the air here along with me. This is DJ Wolf Live lit. I hope you guys can hear me because I had that problem before where people couldn't hear me, and I was a little bit upset about that. Um, Let me see if I could. I'm going to do a couple of tests, guys, right quick, because I want to make sure everything's working. I want to make sure people can hear me because I know I can hear it popping right up front. It's doing it right now, and it's kind of like pissing me off. I hadn't even started Spreaker yet. Damn, it's just always something, man. I mean, now I don't know. It's like YouTube now. They don't, I don't know. I like YouTube. I like what I can do with it. And I'm not the only person on YouTube that's a YouTube broadcaster that's had this problem before. I've had this problem off and on for like the past. Now last year was it was good, but this year for some reason it's just like I can hear. I'm supposed to do that. It's not supposed to do that at all. So I'm going to run some tests while I'm on air right quick, because I do got a lot to talk about. Matter of fact, let me check a couple other things on here. That could be it. Hold on. Okay, I hope you guys can hear me now. Maybe that's what it was. All right. I'm gonna. All right, guys. I want to check a couple things out here right quick. I want to do some tests. Let's see. I'm on the air live right now. Come join me. All right. Let's see here. I can still hear it popping. I was like, damn, I hate when it does that, man. I hate when it does that. Let's see, let me try this out. God, you got to hear it popping. Okay, what about now? Is it still popping? Wait, hold on. It's not popping like that anymore. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe I had to get to adjust to the right type of mic setup for. No, it ain't stopped. It's the same stuff. All right. Well, I guess we gotta roll with what we got, huh? Let me see. I'm gonna try something else here. Right now, I got this running on my laptop. I haven't done a laptop in ages. On here, it's crazy. Yeah. And just trying to make sure that all the adjustments are adjusted correctly. I know other YouTubers do the same thing. I'm gonna start doing that because I want quality. You know what I'm saying? I want people to hear me. And I want to make sure that I'm doing a good job for everybody when you hear me. Because communication is important for everybody in terms of, in general. And you want to make sure that people hear what you're saying. Let me see. About now. Okay. Yeah. I got the mic turned up a little bit higher. Let me see if I adjust this. See if it's any better. I hope it is. It comes off a little bit better. Let's see here. All right. Hopefully it's not too loud. It's not too over modulating, you know. Okay. Never had to go through all this before. All right. It's starting to sound a little okay. Still, I can hear the pops a little bit, but it sounds a little bit better. Maybe I just turn my mic down a little bit. Maybe it won't be as bad. All right. How about now, guys? This is still popping. My main thing is just I hope you guys can hear me talking. That's my main concern. I can still hear it. I can still hear it. Okay. All right. Let me do this real quick. I don't have all my stuff together in terms of my effects and my main sounds. But I'll get that another time. I said I didn't, I just wanted to slap this together and get this live thing going so I can test this my laptop out here. All right, guys, this is DJ Wolf Live. Let me start it off with Spreaker because I want Spreaker in on this as well, and I'm gonna try to get Blog Talk Radio as well. You know what? Let me do this. I'm going to go ahead and get Blog Talk Radio in on this because I do want Blog Talk Radio back, and I kept saying for the longest time I want to get it back. Now would be as good of a time as any other time to get Blog Talk Radio back. I'm hoping that this thing is on because why is it on here? It says start Hangout on here, but I'm already in Hangouts. Let me say this. Guys, forgive me for just 1 second. Let me get back to my channel here and see, make sure that the Hangouts is officially on right now. It says it's it, but I can't really tell. So let me go to my videos here. Oh, come on. Yep, it's on. It's on. I can see it right now. Okay. Live Lit Black Panther review and Monique on BC, which is the Breakfast Club. All right. Okay, guys. Well, I am on live according to what it says. All right, now I'm going to try to get Blog Talk Radio back up. I'm just threatening this for a long time. Radio. Remember how to get back in here. My login. If I can remember what my login was, I changed that out. Let's see here. I'm trying to remember. Okay, I'll sign up my social media. It's probably best that way. At least I know that one. What's that for over here? Thanks, guys, for your patience. I really appreciate it, man. Because all I want to do is be able to talk about what's on my mind and what's been on my mind. Because I got a lot to go over right now. It's just wow. I really do thank God for being able to have the opportunity to go in and do my thing. Don't tell me they're going to try to charge me. I knew that was going to happen. I just knew it was going to happen. I kind of didn't want to get it back on because I miss actually having the opportunity to be able to let's see. What's free anyway? Okay, well we'll start with the free one for right now. That's the one I have. I have the free account now anyway. Are you seriously gonna put it in there? I gotta put all of this back in here. Oh God. All right. Let's see. We're gonna say DJ Wolf Live Lit. I wanted to rename it anyway. So let me in there. Yeah, I guess I will. Okay. Let's say my live broadcast on current events. Okay, so we also want to make sure I go in here. I'm not going education, entertainment. That's what it's called. Okay, well, pick that for right now. And boom. Okay, I'm just say DJ Wolf. Let's see if it'll bring me back in. Are you serious? This is not in here? Oh my god. How about just DJ Wolf? Because that is my old. Right? Ain't gonna tell me it's not in here. Really? The URL's not available? Okay, how about DJW Live? What'd you high about? Okay, schedule shows. Okay, come on. It's not my first show. It's not my first show. I've been doing this before. Okay, what were we talking about? Black Panther and Monique. Okay. What's up, it's you and Monique raving out. Stark raving mad. Stack. It's Stark actually. It's Stark. You know what I just thought about it? It's, the clip is clipping too much. That's what it is. I just realized what's going on. That's probably why it's doing what it's doing. Okay. Stark raving mad. Definitely went on Twitter. Okay. Okay, let's go copy what I probably see that. Black Panther review and Monique. Really? All right. That's gonna be rated R. Might as well go ahead and get that out the way right now. It's definitely gonna be rated R. If I can get this thing on. If you want to broadcast it, go live now. Where should we want 30 minutes? So let's go live, guys. Really? How I've reached the limit? I hadn't even started the first one. So much you meant. What is he talking about? I hadn't even. Oh my god! All right. Okay. Well, you know what? Blog Talk, boy, I tell you. This Blog Talk Radio, I tell you what. I'm sort of trying to do it right now. But it won't get me. Oh, let's get in there already. It won't let me try and get in right now. All right, well. Okay, well, I tell you what, guys. I'm not going to waste time with Blog Talk Radio right now. I do Blog Talk Radio. The show is called DJ Wolf Live Lit. Blog Talk Radio. I'm not going to waste time right now. I am gonna get Spreaker going. So it's unfortunate though. Okay. Black Panther and Monique. And yeah, it's gonna be explicit. The following will get to hear it. I ain't putting the pictures up. I'm gonna do the show. All right, guys, this your boy DJ Wolf Live. I'm trying. Let me see if I can turn this thing down a little bit because it's clipping too much on me. It's clipping way too much, and I want to get it right. But seriously, it's clipping. I don't know why. Maybe it could be me. Could be the way my volumes. I'm trying to adjust this going in and out. I don't know. But all right. This your boy. Damn, I hate this. Not y'all. This your boy DJ Wolf here. Trying to get my volumes right on here and everything, so it won't be get to a point where just clip out and start bugging. All right. This is DJ Wolf Live Lit. Of course, I'm your host, DJ Wolf. Let's get this show on the road. I'm actually about half an hour to an hour late. I'm not explaining the full details of it. But we will be talking about Black Panther. I finally got to go see it. At the same time, I was watching Monique on both the Black Breakfast Club and The View. Woo! This woman, I tell you, I just don't get her. I don't get her at all. All right, guys, we're on Spreaker and on Spreaker and YouTube live right now. I haven't officially got my chat set up yet. Let me go ahead and do this right quick for you guys. No, on Spreaker. Now I'm officially on right now, guys. Hit me up. I'm on right now. This is DJ Wolf Live. And this is DJ Wolf Live Lit, baby. Dig it. Oh, yeah. It's your boy DJ Wolf Live here in the Mickey P's studio of the Southern Maryland Studios, baby. Yes, it's Sunday night. Yeah, I want to let you guys know I'm back on the mic. We got a live show to talk about. Black Panther. Whew. Monique. Always something, boy, I tell you. Always something. But it's good to be back on the air with you guys. I miss talking to you. Hopefully I can get my Skype up. I'm trying to get Skype up while we're talking here. All right, guys. This is your boy DJ Wolf. Oh man, I'm gonna have to. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start the show tonight, but tomorrow night or sometime this week. Matter of fact, likely Saturday. I think I'm gonna try to get some time in to really work on uh trying to get and make sure that all my stuff is working before I get on board. Because this is really for me, as far as social media, I consider this unprofessional. All right. I'm glad you're listening though. I'm trying to see if I can invite my girl Coco. I don't know if she's in or not. I'm trying to actually see if I can get my son on here too. Let's see here. I forget his name. What is his name? He changes his name every year. I think he had a different name. Let's see. So I'm on live now. Come on down. So I'm on the air right now. I'm let find me on Google. Find me. So probably be the best way to do it. I remember who wrote this motion. Anyway, well, you guys know who I am. You know who I am. This is DJ Wolf Live. I'm glad to be back on. It's been a minute. I've been about a week or so. Well, anyway, I'm glad to be back on. I got a lot on my mind right now. Black Panther, the movie that's been talked about for the last 3 years that I can recall, maybe 4. I know that originally they started working on the project 4 years ago. They picked young hotshot director Ryan Coogler. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. I don't think he's 30 years old, and already he has big success in his films. And he's worked with Michael B. Jordan, who plays Killmonger in Black Panther, on a couple other projects prior to this, namely Fruitvale Station and what was the other one? Creed. Creed was a great film. I haven't seen Fruitvale Station. Now I have saw the actual footage of the murder of that young man at the bar station out in California. That was so tragic. It broke my heart, man. It really did. I cried. I saw that. I cried. And it was really one of the most saddest things I've ever seen, man. I mean, to watch that young man die like that, man, for nothing. I mean, he wasn't doing a damn thing. He wasn't doing anything. He didn't bother the cop. I mean, the cop, well, as far as I could tell, but still, it wasn't enough for the cop to shoot that guy. Not at all. And I am very, very, very upset about that. Matter of fact, I was thinking about that earlier. I'm still upset about that punk ass George Zimmerman for getting off because the state helped him. They helped him get off deliberately. That prosecution knows exactly what they helped this guy get off. And then well, we're not going to admit the evidence of the audio that actually told him to stand down. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. Evidence that would have convicted him, sign the same. And they would not allow that to be used. I thought that was complete bullshit. As far as I'm concerned, that was total bullshit. How could you not allow that evidence to be used? That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. We're not going to allow evidence to be used based on facts. Really? Not going to allow an evidence to be based on facts. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. I tell you, man. You know, sometimes I don't even know anymore, man. I swear. Sometimes I just don't fucking know. This is crazy. This is totally crazy to me. Totally crazy. That in this country, you won't allow facts to present itself when it's there, and you cover it up. George Zimmerman today has no business walking the streets anywhere in this country. And yeah, I'm still talking about it. I talked about it in 2012. I'm talking about 2018. 6 years later. Can you believe shit? 6 years since he got off. Nobody's talking about it. Mm, mm. All right. I will be visiting this subject again. All right. Right now, I'm going to talk about Black Panther. Okay. I'm a child and a product of the 1960s, so to speak. And I grew up watching this thing going. I uh I grew up watching well reading Black Panther when I was a teenager. When I was a kid, actually, when I was a younger kid. And I uh I wasn't really all into Black Panther at the time. I'm not gonna kid you, I really wasn't. Not to say that I didn't like the book, I just wasn't into it. I think at the time when I was like maybe about 7, 8, 9 years old, the book was a little advanced for me at the time. And you know, like I said, that it just had to be like that. Now, I was into Spider Man. I was. I'm gonna be honest with you. Superman, the comic books was okay. I really was never really into the Superman comic books. My best friend was though. My best friend was heavy into it. I just never was into Superman comics. I'm not gonna kid you, but it wasn't my favorite. Let's put it like this: it wasn't my favorite one. And I'll be totally honest about it. It wasn't my favorite comic book. Batman was my favorite comic. Really, the Batman Detective Comics was my all-time favorite comic book at the time. And Spider, well, after that and Spider-Man. They were two of my all-time favorites when I was very young. Spider-Man was the first comic book I was really into from the very early 70s on up. Batman was the other one. I grew up watching both of them when they were on TV at its height. When Batman and Spider-Man was like, excuse my French, the shit. You know, Batman was coming on weekdays on network television. And matter of fact, Batman and Spider-Man, both series television versions, both came on the same network. And Batman will come on, I think, a couple of days a week. Now, I remember watching it. And Spider-Man would be on Saturday mornings. And I'm gonna tell you, I was about 3 years old when Spider-Man first premiered on television, man, and I lost my mind. I'm telling you, I lost my mind. We jump around the house, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. I loved it, though. I actually, I loved it so much that I bought the entire series on DVD several years ago. I still got. I said that one day watched all 52 episodes, man. Still one of my favorite shows. I love that show. I didn't even realize they had the 50-some episodes. The show itself actually ran from 1967 to 1972. I remember when the final season was on. Yep. And then after that, about the early 80s, they brought it back, and it sucked. It was like I forgot the cartoon production was behind it, but it was terrible. It's like Spider-Man and his amazing friends. It's like, fuck that. I want Spider-Man to do what he did in 1967, whoop the stew out of somebody's ass. You know, that was the Spider-Man I grew up on. I mean, there were some scenes in the cartoon where you could tell the cartoon was a little bit flimsy, a little bit, but I didn't care. I loved I loved the show. It was a great series. I think it was probably one of the best Marvel animated series I think I ever saw to this day. And that was 50 years ago. You know? Man, Stanley old as dirt. speaking of, I actually saw him. Yeah, he's in the scene in Black Panther. I'm not gonna tell you what scene he's in. He's in it. But nevertheless, though, it was. Let me go ahead and pontificate on Black Panther. Black Panther was a good movie. I'm gonna kid you not. It really was good. And I will point out the good, the not so good, and what it could have done better. And then I'm gonna get into Monique's ass. You know. Oh boy, just you wait. All right. Now for Black Panther. I went to one of the earlier showings. Now, I'm not gonna kid you. Then the second week that was out. And I was originally supposed to went to go see it the Friday that it came out last week. That didn't happen. A couple things had to come. Well, actually, they didn't go through it. There was other plans that was made. And Saturday, didn't go Saturday. And Sunday, of course, I went to church. And actually, I didn't go to church last Sunday because my wife brought a car because her car was out. So, and because I was actually going to go see it last weekend. Didn't go see it. I was going to go see President's Day. Nah, she didn't want to go. I kind of didn't feel like driving out there either. And then we were going to go this past Friday, but something came up. And finally, I went ahead, went online, got 2 tickets, and finally went to see it. The very first showing. Oh, they had earlier showings at other places. I caught the one out this way close to me, 10:25, which wasn't too bad. I would like to get a 9 o'clock showing, but I was for 12, but that's another story. So anyway, got out and went to see it. And here's my thoughts on it. It was a beautifully shot film. I've watched several Marvel films, Marvel Cinematic Universe films, what they call them, MC, whatever they call it. Anyway, it was one of the most beautifully shot superhero films I have ever seen. Of all the movies I've actually watched, I mean, I kid you not. That's for one. Second, it kind of took me on an emotional roller coaster high I've never had in watching superhero films. I've never had a superhero film take me through them kind of emotions. I'm very serious about that. And in fact, very few films do that for me anyway. But this movie really took me on an emotional roller coaster at times, man. And I don't mean, well, I guess could mean some of the fight scenes, but not really the fight scenes, but there were other scenes, and I don't really want to really give away too much. I don't really want this to be a spoiler alert, but some of it may get spoiled. So if you don't want to hear much about what entails in the movie, I suggest you probably don't want to hear this, and you might want to go ahead and wait till after you go see it to listen to me about this. But otherwise, if you've seen it already, feel free to comment me on the chat. Unfortunately, I don't have a phone set up tonight because I really wanted to get phones set up for this. I really did. And technically, I still can, but I don't want to do it on my private phone. That's the only thing I don't want to do it on my personal phone. If I had my other, actually I do have my other phone. I can do my other phone, but I don't have it on me right now. And technically, I could run a line directly to it from it because I have an actual line I could do that with, but I just don't want to take a chance. Nevertheless, because I don't have enough people on here anyway. But oh damn, I did have a viewer on there that just left. Damn. All right. Well, anyway, let me go ahead and talk about it. It does take you on a roller coaster ride. I will say that it really does. You can't say this movie was predictable because really it was unpredictable to me, especially for a superhero film. One of the things that I kind of identify with, well, not completely, but was that people. This was the most technological, technically advanced country in that universe. Okay, and they had this mineral called vibranium that they use for people there. It was a very valuable mineral, and it made this country very prosperous within the country itself. But there were outside forces that wanted to get to it. All right, and Panther, T'Challa's dad, was killed in the last Marvel Cinematic Universe film. Was the Captain America, the Civil War. Man, that's a good movie. And Black Panther appeared in that film. Matter of fact, that's the first time he appeared in it. Very good film. Very, very good film. It was so good. I actually finally got to see it. I actually bought a copy of it last year. It was good. It was an excellent movie. Probably the best of the Captain America films. I don't even remember seeing the last one. But I mean the one prior to that. And I didn't realize it was 3 of them. I think I did see Winter Soldier. Yeah, I did see one. But anyway, like I said, it takes you on an emotional roller coaster because there were times where, I'm talking about the first maybe 15 minutes of the movie. I was crying. I read reviews where some people said they cried throughout the whole movie. And I'm telling you, I did. I really did. I just never felt that way about any superhero film in my life. And I've seen quite a few of them over the years. But this particular one was something special because it was the first black superhero motion picture. The first ever. And this first ever broke box office records everywhere. I actually had a review on that. I think they were talking about something I just read a little while ago. Let's see if I can pull it up. Oh, damn. Okay, it said Black Panther, according to MSN Entertainment, says Black Panther earns record $108 million in second week, hits $400 million domestically. All right, it's already talking about it's a best pre-summer second weekend box office in the history, and beats out the MCU record for second weekends held by the Avengers with 103 million. This was 108. They said the only film ever to post a bigger second frame was the Star Wars Force Awakens with 149.2 million. In 10 days, this movie surpassed the domestic runs of all of last year's Marvel films. Including the one that was $389 million made by Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And currently ranks 5th among all MCU films. And it says it's predicted to pass the Iron Man 3 for the number 3 spot by Tuesday. Now, this is the shocker right here. Now, 10 days. 10 days. This film worldwide made over $704 million. keeping the overseas drop to 42% with 83.8 million gross in 49 markets. Ranks 10th globally among all MCU films, passing Doctor Strange and Ant-Man on its charts, putting it in its position to pass the 714 million total for Captain America and Winter Soldier tomorrow. Also, it's the fastest MCU film to gross $50 million on IMAX screens worldwide, adding 15 million this weekend to bring its total to 54.6 million. That's IMAX. They haven't released it in Japan yet. And then China gets it the week after that. So it's going to be huge. You know, it's going to be huge. I'm telling you. And the one thing I will say, there's no reason at all why this movie should not have a sequel. I will say that. But like I said, I was on the emotional high with this movie. The cast was perfect. And I'm just going to name out some points here. The special effects were on fleek. I tell you, they were on point. The action sequence was absolutely lit. And I do mean with a capital L-I-T. It was lit. For real. It was on fire, I'm telling you. It really was. My girl who played Marshawn on Walking Dead, I forgot her real name. She did her thing. She did her thing, man. Napina, I forgot her name is. You know what I'm talking about. The one who was in 12 Years a Slave. She was really good and very demure and she's hot. I'll give it damn anybody. She's a hot chick. They both were hot, but she definitely is hot, man. But anyway, Angela Bassett just stunning as always. But anyway, Chadwick Boseman played the character of Black Panther T'Challa with poise and grace. And I'll say strength, but I'll get to you with more on that in a little bit. The surprise character on here was Killmonger, that's played by Michael B. Jordan, who actually played a superhero or a superhero type in another film. I forgot the name of the movie, but anyway, the character of Killmonger was really, it blew me away, you know. I know it was some controversy surrounding the character of T'Challa, Black Panther, and Killmonger. I don't really want to talk much about that right now because there was a controversy on that a little bit. You had to see the movie to really know what I'm talking about. But I'll also get to it when I tell you about the things I didn't like about the movie. But like I said, excellent cast. The director was on point with the film, as far as I'm concerned. Movie was shot beautifully. Let's see what else. Did I mention special effects? I think I did. The action sequence was lit. There were brilliances of a little bit of humor and emotion into this movie, and it was there. It was definitely there. It was real to me as far as the emotion. It just was wow. Because like I said, the first 15 minutes, I actually cried in the movie. I was like, I don't think my wife saw it, but I had the tears streaming in my face. I'm not kidding. And really towards the end too, but I don't want to give away that. But it was good. It was a good movie to me. I mean, to me, it was worth the price of admission for that. Now, could the film been a little better than what I thought it would have been? Yeah. I mean, it exceeded my expectations for the type of movie that was. You could tell they spared no expense when it comes to making this movie. one of my things is I would personally like to saw more action, a lot more action. I mean, but it was good. It was like I said, for what they did in this first outing was good. So I expect more in the sequel because I know there's no way they're going to make 714 or $704 million in less than 2 weeks. All right, well then in the second week make over almost $1 billion and not do a sequel. I cannot see it. I can't not see him not doing a sequel. Let's put it like that. I will say that. I'll also say this, and this is a spoiler alert, guys, so I'm letting you know right up front. I think Killmonger should be in another film of his own. Killmonger was an absolute beast. I'm tell you right now. And as far as Panther, well, you have to think about it. Panther was actually created by a white guy named Jack Kirby, along with Stan Lee, in 1966. All right. Their view on the world is not going to be the same as our view. It won't. They don't know our struggle. They really don't. They'll never understand our struggle. Now, as long as their culture tries to continually oppress our culture, they will never understand it, our culture. The only way they're going to ever understand it, they have to break themselves down to a point where they say, you know what? Let me look inside you and see what it is that we can all do together. That was kind of the theme in the movie that came up later. But I don't really want to go into that. You, like I said again, you have to see the movie to really get the gist of what I'm talking about. But I kind of felt that if this, not so much film, but if the comic book was written by black guys, it probably would have took on slightly more along the line of a Killmonger mentality than a Panther mentality. Let's put it like this. I like Panther. I like I like the character of Black Panther. It could have went other ways. There's things that I would have liked to saw a little bit more of a Panther than what I saw. You know, it could have went the next level. Let's put it like that. There's moments where I think it could have went the next level and then. But overall, I'd give the movie a B minus. I love the movie. Don't get me wrong. It was a good movie. It could have been a little better. The character of Killmonger was an absolute beast. I'll say that. But I would have liked to saw a little bit more action. The action was good. It was great. But we'll see. Hopefully, there's a sequel that will actually be better. Hopefully. But I didn't want to give too much away. I said I like to talk about. Actually, what I might do is come back later when I get my Blog Talk Radio back up. I'll come up, bring it up, and what I'll probably do is get a discussion going. Maybe I may do it later. I may do it later in the week because I do want to get a discussion going. I really do. I seriously do. Especially for people who've seen the movie. And I've seen it, but me just talking about it by myself is not gonna be enough. And I probably do something during the week like that and get it back up and get into talking about the discussion of the film because it was a great film. Okay, guys, user, if you're on right now, if you guys are on right now, you can chat with me. I'm on live right now on Hangouts. If you're listening or watching, I'm also going to talk to Monique. Like I said again, as far as the Black Panther, I'm going to be doing another broadcast on Blog Talk Radio. If you follow me on Twitter at For All to Hear, which is my DJ Wolf Twitter page. Follow me here on YouTube. Stay tuned for updates on that as well. My DJ Wolf Live page on Facebook, I will update and let you know, because I do want to have a further discussion about Black Panther. There's a lot that could be discussed on it. And I might even go on Periscope and Meerkat to talk about that. Because I feel there's a lot to it in this movie, because it was such a roller coaster ride, and there were some major emotions on it. It had a little bit of everything for everybody. Let's put it like that. It had the action. It had a little of suspense, not a lot, but it did have some. It had a little bit of humor in it and a little bit of spirituality. It just had something for everybody in that movie. It really did. It was that good of a movie. One thing I was shocked that they actually had a little cussing in this Disney movie, but you know, it's PG-13, so you know. Anyway, but it is a good movie. I say I do recommend it. Now here's the other controversy about it. The other controversy was blacks were saying that Disney should give 25% back to the black community via in form of charities. Now, I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it. Although I don't completely agree with that, because there were a number of black people that were in this movie, on screen and off screen, behind the scenes and all that actually got jobs as a result of this. Now, what they got paid, that's another story. On some level, I do agree with that, because I have a mixed view on that. 25% probably could have went back for the money they made off this movie, and they made a lot of money off this movie. $704 million in less than 2 weeks, in less than a month. Yeah, less than a month, less than 2 weeks, really. You know, it's been a week, and they made $704 million off this film. You know, just because it was a Marvel Cinematic Universe film. You know, I think if it wasn't an MCU movie, they probably wouldn't even got close. You know, but this is part of the Marvel family, so it had to make some money. Made a lot of big money. I'm glad it did. But even though I said I'm a and I get that, let me get to that. 25% to go back to the community, if it's going in the form of something like scholarships, where kids who actually got really good grades, really work hard, and proven that they work hard beyond a shadow of a doubt in the form of their education, yeah, something like that, I would agree with that. Beyond that, hell no. No. Because our community is becoming like one big charity case after another. That's the problem I got. You know, but yet Negroes don't believe in do for self. You know, at some point you do have to do for self. You just can't get everybody, you know, you can't be a charity case for everybody all the time. At some point you got to put some work in. You got to put in that work. You got to. I had to do it. I said I left home in 1986. I ain't have $100 in my fucking pocket. Excuse my French. That's real talk. Didn't have $100 in my pocket. And I went in the military. And I got out. And I went back to school. And I raised a family. You know? I'm doing all right. I'm, you know, hey, you do what you do, you know, in terms of working hard. You know? And some of us, they just, I mean, seriously, some of us just don't want to work hard or don't want to work at all. You know, and some of us go to church and tell them I'll pray on it, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. I've heard guys and women say that, but they don't want to work. Just give me mentality, man. I'm telling you, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing with wrong communities. You know, otherwise, 25%, if it's going directly to scholarships and nothing else, Yeah, I could fully see that. I could fully see that. Beyond that, hell no. Mm-mm. No. Anyway, let me get off that soapbox and talk about Miss Monique. Okay. Now, you know, they've been talking about Monique, about the Netflix deal where she screwed herself out of that, which I know she did. I'll give a damn what anybody else say about, well, no, Netflix cheated her. They need to pay her money. No, Netflix don't have to pay her money because they don't owe her no fucking money. You know? They don't owe her a damn thing. Talking about Netflix Netflix need to pay her. No, they don't. They don't have to pay her anything if they don't want to. That's their prerogative. Y'all people, some of y'all Negroes just don't get it. You know? First of all, Monique hadn't really been doing any comedies the last several years. She's been doing dramas. She did one comedy. That's number one. In the last couple of years. Almost Christmas. That was 2 years ago. That's number one. Number two. Monique ain't done stand-up special in ages. She's never led a stand-up special. She's never led a movie. Okay, really? I think she had one lead in one movie, and that's all I know. Everything else, she was supporting actress. She had a talk show. The Monique show. That show, you know, I ain't gonna lie. She had some good guests on it, but beyond that, she sucked. I'm gonna just tell her like it is. The best thing that she did, that Monique ever did on television, was the Parkers. Now, I'm not gonna lie. She owned that show. She owned that show. That show made her a star, a superstar. Didn't make her a legend. It made her a superstar. She keep talking about this legend shit. In order to be a legend, you got to work to be a legend. Okay? And people think, oh, well, she got an Academy Award. The Academy Award don't mean shit. Number one, you're not a best actress any damn way. You're a best supporting actress. Black people keep forgetting that shit. She's a best supporting actress. She did not win best actress in the movie. She won best supporting actress. And y'all people keep forgetting that. Now, how many best supporting actors you know have gotten up the ladder? Not many that I know of. Best actresses are usually the ones. And look at Halle Berry. Halle Berry was a best actress. She still get movie roles. She's still eating good. As far as I can tell, hell, she live in France, halfway across the world. You know? Denzel Washington won Best Actor in Training Day. Training Day, as good as it was a great film. It was a great role for him. Personally, it wasn't even his best role. Not saying that was a bad role. It was a good role because he did the thing in. But it wasn't even his best role. I thought his best roles was when he won Best Actor in Glory. And really, he should have won one for Hurricane, because Hurricane, I mean, he was a beast in Hurricane. I'm telling you right now. That might have been one of the best films I think he's ever done. But they don't even talk about that movie. You know? But I personally, you know, I think Monique needs to really humble herself and build her brand. Because that's the one thing she has never done. In all the years I've watched her, she's never built a brand. That's what separates her from Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, and Amy Schumer. And Amy Schumer built a brand. She had a television series that was on for Comedy Central for a number of years. It was a smash hit that she wrote. Okay? And I think she was executive producer, if I'm not mistaken, but I know she wrote it. Dave Chappelle had a hit series on Comedy Central for a number of years. He wrote this show. He walked away from $50 million. All right? Went back, rebranded himself, started back doing comedy from the ground back up, and then got paid back through Netflix with 2 comedy specials. Okay? Chris Rock just launched a comedy special himself. You know? He did the same thing. He started on Saturday. He was a comedian back in the late 80s. I remember watching him. All right? He was an up and comer. He was already a big name then. Then he went to Saturday Night Live, right? He went from Saturday Night Live, then he started doing movies, right? Then the HBO gave him his own series that had for 5 years that he wrote and all that stuff. You know, he built a brand off of that, okay? And then he did another TV series where Everybody Hates Chris, where he was the executive producer. He wrote that show, you know, and he narrated the series for 4 years it was on. Chris Rock owned, you know, he built his brand, okay? Monique, all right? She was a character actress on Moesha for a while. Then, and that was on for about a minute, for a number of years. Then it branched off for her and Countess Vaughn getting their own series called The Parkers. All right. Then after a while, she did the Queens of Comedy. That, of course, was a takeoff from the Kings of Comedy. Let's be real. Okay, her and 4 other comedians, and she was one of them. Right? I don't even think she was a headline. I think it was some more was a headline, and some more funny shit. We'll find some. Anyway, and then she did. I'm just kind of glossing over. She did some other things in here, but it wasn't nothing major. Right? None of them where she actually had a lead at. I think she did a couple of one or two specials that she did back during that time. And then come Precious, where she was Best Supporting Actress. And as good as the role was that she did, like somebody said, that probably was how she really is. But I can't say yes or no on that at all as far as that goes. And that wasn't even her best role. It was a great role for her. Don't get me wrong. She owned the role. She owned that role. You know? And then she did some other movies. And then came to Almost Christmas. And I think she did, I forgot Black Berber. I forgot the name of it, but she has never actually had a lead role in almost none of her projects. Okay. That's number one. Number two, she has never wrote anything where she actually had a lead in. Look it up. I've looked it up. I ain't seen it. Nothing that would substantiate her as a major superstar. Nothing. Okay? And I know what people going to say. Yeah, you just dogging Monique out, man. You know Monique been in the game a long time. Yeah, I know. That ain't the point. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Monique is a brilliant comedian. She's funny as hell. The Parkers, man, I'm telling you, for real, my old lady will attest to it. Monique used to have me in stitches on there, man. Because she'd be like, yeah, Professor, come over my house, baby. Come on, baby, come on over there now. You should crack me up. And then Professor be like, Miss Parker, stop it. Well, anyway, it was a great show. I mean, this show was funny as hell. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I loved the show. I really did. I think it was, and personally, I'll be honest with you. I think it was one of the funniest shows on UPN, or whatever the name of the channel was, the network was. It was a very funny show. It really was. Stayed in the range for a while. It was on 5 seasons. She earned it. She really did. She really did. And I'll give her credit for that. I will really give her credit for that because I thought she was brilliant. I thought it was one of the best things she ever did on TV. And now that talk show she on BET, it was just okay. I mean, she was some of the stuff that she done I just wasn't crazy about. I'll be honest with you. I was not, you know. So I couldn't really get into it. But like I said, and I watched The View with Whoopi Goldberg. Really, Whoopi owned her, man. I don't care what anybody say. Whoopi Goldberg owned Monique on that. She really did. She owned her. Okay. And I'm trying to see if I can pop this up right quick. There's no doubt. She owned her. I hope I didn't take my channel off here. Hold on something. What's going on here? Okay. Oh, I see what I did. Okay. Okay. That's why I see what I did. I'm trying to see how much fry something. I haven't tried this in a long time. Again, no, I didn't do that. I didn't do what I was supposed to be trying to do. All right. What I was trying to do was to look up. I had it. I get the view with her interview with view Monique. Let me see. Let me show that. Yeah, here we go. Now, you see right here, Monique is getting the 3 million out of there, supposedly with the barbershop. Now, I can't confirm it or not. I'm not gonna lie. One thing I know is with this right here, the barbershop deal. First of all, I ain't heard nothing about it. Monique has not talked about that. Notice that? Because the play's supposed to be coming out here in a couple of days. Out here in the DMV. I don't know how tickets sales are, but I heard about it about a couple of weeks ago. Nobody in my family even knew about it. I told somebody else, that's the first he heard about it. You know? It's funny, it's also the first I heard about it too. And I'm like, well, actually a couple of weeks ago it was. But she's not talking about this play. And I don't believe she's getting no $3 million like this somebody said on here. I don't believe that. Not for this. But I haven't heard that. I've not heard that. So I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, that is just a rumor. Okay. But she hadn't even brought it up. I saw the 2 interviews that she had with the view up at the top here in the Breakfast Club. And I have not heard nothing about it. Nothing. So I'm all, you know, I'm just curious about this right here, man. No, this is on YouTube, okay? So I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna hear a little what she's talking about. I may watch a little. Let me see. I gotta go to the other spot right here and play it from here. See what her excuse is, because I know she got one.
Oscar-winning actor and comedian Monique is calling for a boycott of Netflix for gender and racial discrimination, saying she was offered a fraction of what other comics are being paid by the streaming network for comedy specials. Now, she's here to share her story with us today, so please welcome the fabulous Monique.
Let's see if I can make it down.
When Amy Schumer initially received her offer, it was $11 million. She went back to Netflix and said,
"You're not Amy Schumer. Just forget it. You're not. You didn't do what Amy Schumer did. I'm sorry. You talking loud and really saying nothing. Okay? You're talking loud and saying nothing. Be honest, Monique. You know, and like somebody said, she talked all this game, and now one other actress or entertainer or Oprah defended her. Okay? Not one. Not a one. No one's probably said she's right as far as entertainers. Not a one. Okay. Number 2, I know something I actually pointed out on one of my videos, on my other videos. I may have. Her hair game looked kind of shoddy, man. If you notice on top, she got the little bun. The bun is way darker than her actual hair. Her hairline actually is receding and it's very short and gray, or grayish rather. So somehow or another, her weave game is gone because she cannot afford to go out there and as far as the weave game, afford to keep buying weaves because she ain't rolling like that no more. So let's be honest about it. That's just facts. It's my dog walking up here. You can hear that little pitter patter. It's not no kid, it's a dog. But so let me continue to hear what the hell is that excuse she got by Amy Schumer. And she really didn't put Amy Schumer on blast anyway. She put Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock on blast.
I shouldn't get what the legends are getting, but because I'm a woman, I should get more. And Netflix agreed, and they then gave her $2 million more. That's where the $13 million comes from.
First of all, why the fuck she worry about everybody else's pockets except her own? You know? Why don't you worry about your own damn career? Apparently she ain't got nothing going on. She really don't. Because if she's trying to build, the last thing you're going to do is worry about what somebody else is building. See, that's the problem with us in general. We too busy worried about what everybody else is doing, what everybody else is saying, what everybody else got in their pocketbook and their wallets. You know, we don't mind our own fucking business and do our own thing. You know, we're too busy in everybody else's business. That makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me at all. And she's not even funny anymore. She's not doing comedy right now. She's not doing any comedy. You notice that she's not doing comedy. She's not cracking jokes. She's not doing any of that. So she's still about getting paid based on her comedy skills. How come she's not doing comedy? Notice that everybody else, all these other comedians, when they go on different programs and stuff, they usually cracking jokes. Monique is the only one ain't doing. Even Gary Owen, my homeboy from Ohio, he cracked jokes. He was cracking jokes when he did his interviews. She ain't cracked one joke in any interviews I've seen. I've seen all 6 different ones. Didn't crack a joke for any of them. She way too political, apolitical, and, you know, Carl's still trying to fight for women's rights. She ain't fight for no women's rights. She trying to fight for her own career. Wow, I wish she stopped lying about that shit. She's fighting for her own damn career. She's full of shit. I'm sorry. Now Monique is down from down this way. She's from the B-more area out here in the DMV. But I gotta call you out, Mo. You full of shit. Matter of fact, let me further call you out, because during the time of the Baltimore riots, when Freddie Gray was, as far as I'm concerned, was abused in the van, allegedly abused in the van by the cops. I'm gonna say allegedly because I don't want somebody to say, "Oh, well, you." No, I'm gonna say allegedly. All right. I have no proof of whether it actually happened or not, and I don't want to go into it. But notice Monique didn't have anything to say about it, not even publicly. No. She wasn't at any of the riots. I mean, not riots. I'm sorry, not riots. She wasn't at any of the rallies. She wasn't. She wasn't at one of them that I know of, and I didn't hear people talking about the riots. She hasn't publicly talked about it. She hasn't publicly talked about any causes in the last several years. But bet your bottom dollar she gonna talk about her own though, and gonna tell you to boycott Netflix for it. Oh, really? Where was you at when all this other mess was going on? Now peep out your ass. Now peep out your manager either. Now damn thing. All the mess was going on your hometown. Your hometown. Hell, in my hometown, when that mess with Tamir Rice came out, I was all over that shit. And I was all over the murder that went all across town. I mean, on my side of town too, with the 2 people got killed in the car. Got shot over East Cleveland. Right in my neck of the woods. I talked about that for days. I thought it was Brillo. Yeah, Brillo. Michael Brillo, whatever that fool name was. Matter of fact, I put the actual trial on with the closing arguments with the judge. I broadcast it live on my channel. Okay, because I wanted to see justice prevail, and I had a feeling that wasn't going to happen. But yeah, when mess like that go on in my hometown, you damn right I'll talk about it. And I talked about what happened in the Baltimore riots in her hometown. She didn't say shit. You know, she has a I don't know if she got a YouTube channel, but I know she got a Periscope channel. I ain't never seen her talk about it. I've been on Periscope for a while myself. She ain't talked about it. Okay, Monique full of shit. And yeah, I'm here to say it because I can say that because I ain't saying it. Okay, But when it comes to her own stuff, yeah, you better believe she won't talk about that. Let's listen in.
So, in the discussion with Netflix, Robbie Prohl, who was vice president of comedy, when he was speaking with my husband, Sydney, and our attorney, Ricky Anderson, they were saying, you know, speaking in reference to the deal, and they wanted to know, how did you come up with that number? How is it that Monique gets paid $126 less than Amy Schumer would get paid? And Robbie Prohl said, well, we go by what we anticipate you'll do. Right. So then Sydney said, well, based off of Monique's resume, you see that what she's done. I know, but we don't go off of resumes. He said, well, then may I ask how you came up with Amy Schumer's number? He said, well, she sold out Madison Square Garden twice, and she had a hit movie in 2017. Sydney then said, is that not Amy Schumer's resume? And then this was the response.
Radio silence.
Let me get into this. First of all, Monique, they don't go by resumes. They go by what's relevant in your career. Okay? If you look at the history of Hollywood, it's always been like that. It's been like that from the days of Martin and Lewis on down. That's a known fact. Jerry Lewis, a career man from the time he took over Dean Martin in the mid 40s, when he was just a kid, or a teenager or something like that, whatever, right through the 1950s. His career was on fire. His career was completely lit. Okay, him and my homeboy Dave Martin, who's also from Steubenville, my homie. But Jerry Lewis' career was on fire, and him and I guess they broke up the band. You know, and Dean Martin broke off in around 56, I think, but just before I heard, really before that, but because I think really it was Jerry who wanted to break off and do his own thing, and he, in terms of the team, really was the number one reason why. At least that's my understanding. My perception is why they were such a powerful powerhouse in Hollywood. And Jerry Lewis knew he could write his own ticket. That's when he went and did his first film. And I think it was like in the 30s. He was in the 30s when he did it. I'm not sure. I think he was. Yeah, I think it was in the early 30s. I didn't even know that. The Delinquent. Great film, by the way. Great film. I highly recommend it. It was a good film. Probably one of the best. I think one of the best films that he did in that era, outside what he did with Dean Martin. But look at Jerry Lewis. Jerry Lewis got arrested, so he passed away last year. He built a brand. He built a major brand. Actually, he built it through muscular dystrophy telethon as well. I have to admit, he actually did. He built his brand off of that. That's a known fact. No one can deny it. He built his brand, his career off of that later on. What he did during that time, matter of fact. But nevertheless, he built a brand. And he was still relevant in Hollywood. Monique hadn't been like that. She hadn't done anything in 2 years. And I don't care if anybody said, you can't go by what you did 2-3 years ago. That's like, play this. If you were a computer guy, all right, you really think they're going to hire you based on what you did 5 years ago when stuff changes all the time? No. They want to know if you know what the latest and greatest stuff is that they can hire you on that you have experience with. That's how they do. It's the same thing in the entertainment field. They want to know if you're still relevant. If it's something you've been doing that makes you in demand. Okay? Monique hasn't been in demand like that in the last 2 years, and she knows that. But she wants to base it on everything she did prior to that. It don't work like that. It does not work like that. And she ought to know better than that by now. That's what really personally ticks me off about it. I don't understand. I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. She's full of shit. I'm sorry. She is absolutely, completely, positively, exclusively full of shit. Because she knows she don't have a leg to stand on, and she needs to get rid of that bum ass manager she got, because that guy is no good for her career. I don't know about her marriage, but for her career, really, he's taking her down the flames with that. Real talk. You know, he don't know shit. I probably know more shit about managing her career than he do, and he's married to her. You know, she's stupid. You know, he's not doing her career no good. She got people, the biggest names in Hollywood against her ass. Will Packard, Oprah Winfrey, Steve Harvey, Lee Daniels. I could keep going. You know, not one other female comic or actress has came to her rescue about this since this mess been going on for the last 2 months. And not even before what she complained about a couple years ago. No one says shit. Monique is full of it. I'm sorry. She's trying to get her biscuits buttered. And notice she hasn't attacked any white celebrities about that. Matter of fact, she hasn't really attacked anybody white at all. As far as I'm concerned, even though Netflix, I'm pretty sure it's owned by a predominantly white-owned company. But still, outside that, she ain't said nothing. You know? If anything, she's been attacking black men. She attacked Charlamagne on Breakfast Club, which I'm going to play a clip off of that in a minute. You know? But I do like the fact that Whoopi Goldberg got, you know, kind of like ready to riot act later on, because Whoopi was right. I'm trying to see if I can get to it right quick. Let me see here. And if I can run it over a little bit more, I think I can get to it. Because I think Whoopi kind of set it straight right here. Let's see, here we go. There you go, right about there. And that was it. Yeah, this is it right here.
Because contractually,
Yes.
when you make a movie, regardless of who you sign the deal with,
Yes.
your job is to go and promote said movie.
Yes.
That's no. But so when they wanted you to come, and we've had this conversation, and I said if you had called me, I could have schooled you on what was expected.
And when we did have that conversation, and what I said to you, my sweet sister, I said, Whoopi, at what point do we stop saying the next time? Because what was expected.
What the fuck does she mean when we stop saying the next time? This ain't got nothing to do with no next time, you goofy bitch. And I don't mean to call it, but it's just like, what do you mean the next? Whoopi's not telling you about the next time. Whoopi is telling you this is part of your job. You know, you have a contract, okay? If you want to negotiate the contract where you want to get, you know, to include those expenses, put it in the freaking contract, but that's still part of your job, okay? I mean, you have to promote yourself. You have to promote your movie. Your name is in the movie. Of course you got to promote yourself. Don't be a fucking idiot. You know? I just, you know, I don't get it. Now, to me, if Netflix offered me $500,000 and I'm trying to continue to build my brand, or if I want to build my brand, that's how I would do it. You know? You get your production company there, or create your production company. All right. You take that money and, you know, take a portion of money, generate it into an account where, you know, well, let's put it like this. She could have built that, owned this stuff outright, you know, and got with Netflix and actually partnership with Netflix and another company and sold those the specials on DVD or something like that. You know, syndicate it out or something. I mean, she, you know, she's just not, I don't know. But I also did hear a rumor about her and her husband are financially cash strapped because they owe money in taxes. I heard that. I don't know how true it is, but that's what I heard. But nevertheless, I don't know. I think she's full of it. I'm sorry. I just, you know. Well, let me go back to what was said, because I'm like, it's just really kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of with Whoopi. It's kind of rubbed me the wrong way too. I don't know. And she's just making excuses. This woman making absolute excuses and just try to get butter biscuits. You know, Whoopi called out. She should have called out. It's BS. She should have called out. Straight out.
contractually.
Yes.
When you make a movie, regardless of who you sign the deal with,
yes,
your job is to go and promote said movie.
Yes.
That's no. But so when they wanted you to come, and we've had this conversation, and I said if you had called me, I could have schooled you on what was expected.
And when we did have that conversation, and what I said to you, my sweet sister, I said, Whoopi, at what point do we stop saying the next time? Because what was expected. But I want to answer it though.
Yeah.
I want to answer when you said
you want to get paid for the publicity.
Yes, ma'am. Because if I had done something wrong contractually, they would have sued me. The reason why no one could do anything to me contractually, because they found out I did nothing wrong contractually. So when they asked me to come overseas to promote the film, when I said, guys, I'm spending time with my family.
Don't work like that, sis. I'm sorry. You're still working. You can't just go and spend, unless there's something really going on with your family. No. You have to promote that movie. What's one way or another, you got to get that movie promoted. If you have to do a satellite feed, you have to do it. That's your job. I mean, I don't know. I'm going
to pass.
But you know what happened was that her ass didn't put in the contract. She offered to do the movie for $50,000. We're talking about Precious now. She offered to do $50,000 for the movie. Now, if you offer to do $50,000 for a movie and nothing else, then you're still obligated to promote the movie. I'm sorry. That's all there's to it.
Now, when I make the statement, this is what happens when you don't go to the room. What Tyler Perry showed me, Lee Daniels, Oprah Winfrey, and Lionsgate. When you don't do what we ask you to do, we'll take your livelihood.
I don't think that was the case. I think what it was that you didn't do what you're supposed to do, and you probably got reprimanded for it.
So for 8 years, my family has suffered, and my career has suffered.
No, bitch. Your career suffered because you didn't do anything after Precious. Don't blame it on those guys. I'm sorry. No. You got blacklisted on your own. I'm going to say it right up front. You full of shit. Okay? Now, what stopped you from 8 years from doing any other movies other than Precious? Were you waiting on them to call you back? No. Bullshit. Do your own thing. You've been in Hollywood long enough to build your own brand. I'm sorry. You've been there as long as Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle that you could have built your own effing brand. You've been in the game as long as they have. Don't want to hear it. You're making excuses. You full of shit. You full of shit. I'm telling you. And I'm saying, did I say it? Yeah, you're full of shit. You know, no one else has called it. I mean, I've heard people call it, but I'm gonna call you out. You are full of mother. Yeah, you full of shit.
Because what I would not allow those entities to do was bully me.
You bullied yourself. You actually walked yourself right out your own career.
Because I didn't allow the bullying to happen, this is now what I sit in.
Okay. We have to go.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Shoot.
Whoopi was speechless. Whoopi was completely speechless. You know what? I don't blame her. I really don't. I mean, this is, to me, this is stupid as hell. Whoopi was speechless. She was. Whoopi Goldberg was. I've watched her talk over the years, but she was completely speechless. You could see it. You know, what else can I say? This woman is stupid as hell. That woman is stupid as hell. I can't say anything. I tried. You know, and I don't blame her. You know, Monique, I'm gonna tell you this right from, baby girl. You had just committed career suicide on national television. Again. You know, it's the bad part about it. You know, you never built a brand, but you want Netflix to pay you money off of something you ain't done in a very long time. That's stand-up comedy. You don't even, and you, unlike Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, who actually built brands and they have established production companies, which they did. You know, along with Amy Schumer. These guys sell out arenas and stages. All right? Left and right. Now, regardless of how funny or unfunny Amy Schumer is, apparently she got good management to get her where she need to be and where she want to be, unlike you. You got a dude that obviously don't manage your career well. And that's your husband, Sydney. He don't know what the fuck you're doing. I'm sorry. I mean, that's just my take on it. I could be wrong. But my take is apparently he don't know what the fuck you're doing, because in 30 years, you only made what? Your net worth is only 13 million. You know, hey, like I said, that's on you. But to be honest, if you are a net worth right now of 13 million, you should be able to build off some of it and build your own brand. But you're not willing to do it, and you weren't willing to do it, and you haven't done it. Then lies the problem, right there at your doorstep, at your footstep, right there. You haven't built. You haven't built, Monique. And until you build, you're going to be struggling. I mean, look at me. DJ Wolf. You know, I built a brand off YouTube, and it took me less than 10 years. All right? Am I the biggest brand on YouTube? No, I'm not. But I'm a brand on my own in social media. You know, I got 1,000 followers on Twitter. Can't understand why I can't get 1,000 followers on YouTube. That's another whole story. I got under 200, just under 200, but hell, you know, I'm happy with it. And I ain't complaining about it, because those are real fans. The people who listen, the people who watch what I watch, and the people who watch what I'm talking about, and listen, because it's honest conversation, like I said before. That's my whole thing. And I like to keep it that way. You know. Well, guys, I'm glad that you've been a part of my program tonight. I am going to try to get further discussion about Black Panther. I did give you a synopsis of my review. Like I said, I did love the movie. I think there's always room for improvement when it comes to movies like this, but it was a good movie nevertheless. And I think there's a lot to look forward to with the next sequel. I know there's no reason why they can't do a sequel. I'm not saying they're not going to do a sequel, but I could definitely see them doing another sequel. There's no question about that. They have to. They have to. Yeah. There's no question about that. They got to do a sequel. I had that. So, in any case, guys, it's DJ Wolf. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is DJ Wolf, been on Spreaker and DJ Wolf on YouTube. Again, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Good night.